Coach Pop, obviously tough loss, but what do you take from this one, and where do you see adjustments that need to be made?
Well, I think they were the more aggressive, physical team for more of the game than we were, just like game one. That's the most important thing for us. And secondly, I thought we've got to make better decisions on shot selection. I mean, we didn't shoot it very well when we were open, but it just exacerbates the situation when that's the case and you don't make good decisions on top of it. And, you take it upon yourself to try to make something happen without trusting teammates and moving the basketball, moving the defense. So those two things are what stand out the most to me.
Coach, you know, Curry didn't have the best shooting night, but how difficult does it make it when he's not on to have Thompson just have the, you know, what Coach Jackson said, one of the best halves he's seen in playoff basketball?
I thought it was polite of them to at least take turns and not both be on fire the same night. So maybe the next iteration is that neither one of them will be hot in Game 3. That's what I'm hoping. But Klay was unbelievable. A lot of those shots were tough. Some of them were wide open because of mistakes, but other ones were difficult shots, either contested or off balance. But he knocked them down, and that's what the playoffs are about. Players got to make shots.
Can you just talk about the defense of Danny Green on Curry? I think he was like 0 for 8 against Danny and 5 or 6 for.
Well, you can't, extrapolate from that and decide that because Danny guarded him, that's why he missed the shots. That's never the case in any game. Sometimes people miss shots. Sometimes Danny did a good job on D. It's always a little bit of both.
Manu, Coach Pop talked about it a little bit. You have Curry not have the best shooting night, and then Thompson goes off in the first half, scoring 29 points. Does that just kind of like, okay, what are they going to do next?
Yeah, they had, even though Steph didn't have a great night, in the first half he started hot. And it felt like every possession that we play a good defense, they got an offensive board or in transition, and he was open. Once he made the first 5, then it's really hard to guard a player like that. And he was outstanding, and especially more difficult to overcome when you are having an off night shooting wise. We didn't shoot well. 24 for the game on the 3-point line. But we can't blame it on just luck. They did a great job, and we did a pretty poor job just moving the ball. We played too much one-on-one. We hold the ball for too long. So gotta give them credit. They played much better than us, and miracles don't happen that often. We didn't deserve it game 1 either. So we really gotta do a better job over there, because playing like this, we don't have a chance.
Through 2 games, Manu, are there strategical adjustments that you saw tonight that you think you might be able to make to get the offense flowing a little bit better?
There always are things that you can do better. We're going to watch video. We're going to talk about it. And, yeah, we're going to try to make adjustments, because first half today was very poor.
Manu, after game 1, there were questions about the Warriors' inability to close out games. For the Spurs now, though, 2 games in, the starts have been very difficult to overcome. As you mentioned, game 1 was kind of an anomaly. How much of a concern are the slow starts moving forward in the series?
Huge concern. What happened in game 1 is not about the inexperience. It's just one of those games that happens very rarely, like once in every 1,000. We shouldn't have won that game, and they came hungrier, more determination. Of course, they are younger and more athletic than us, and they showed it, but they were more physical, and they just did a much better job than us. They show it that they wanted it more. They probably thought they deserved game 1, and they didn't want another opportunity to get away. And they did a great job. We really got to step up in Oakland. See you guys.
Not only did Klay hit shots tonight, he had the 14 rebounds and he defended Tony Parker really well. How special of an all-around effort did you get from him tonight?
I told him at halftime that is in the discussion for one of the greatest halves ever. Not only what he did offensively, but what he did defensively. I mean, if you slow it down and you see the multiple effort plays, you see the attention to detail defensively. He is playing a future Hall of Famer, and he's making them work for everything. That's a tough task. But offensively, I mean, I said I got the greatest shooting backcourt that's ever played the game. And call my bluff.
Mark, Tim Kawakami, San Jose News. When you're losing that lead there, third quarter, fourth quarter, are you thinking at all, here we go again? And do you have to stop your players from thinking that maybe that's the situation?
No. The reason why is because I truly believe that, I said it before, trials and tribulations are transportation for where you're going. Game one made us better. We didn't panic. We made plays. That's a heck of a basketball team that's extremely well coached, that has no quit in them. But we don't have any quit in us, also. The bottom line is we made the plays that we needed to make. We rebounded. We took care of the basketball. And this is a process. And I'm not going to panic at no point in the process. I know it's making us better. This is an incredible group of guys that I have, and I'm honored and blessed to be able to coach them.
Mark, can you talk about the importance of the three-pointer by Klay Thompson at the end of the third quarter that give you a boost going into the fourth?
Well, that's a team that was closing the gap and making plays. And not just the shot by Klay, but the play by Jack. There's question marks. He over-dribbles, and why is he in? I believe in the guy. He's a gamer and a big-time competitor. And he made a huge play to end the third and made big plays down the stretch of the ball game.
Mark, there's a lot of different directions this series could have gone, and maybe you can say still might go. But what do you take out of these two games here in San Antonio?
I don't take anything out of them. I know it would be a great heavyweight championship fight. Two teams that battle. It's in their DNA to compete. And I just think this is far from over with. But I'm happy because at the end of the day, my guys, people are recognizing who they are. We got no business where we are. And it really is truly great to see because they deserve a lot of credit. They put a lot of hours in. They're an all-time great group of guys. And I watched TV all day, and people talked about how we were going to be come in with our heads down and the blows that we received. The reason why they're saying that because they're new to watching us. Adversity is not new to us. This is a battle-tested team, and it's going to be a great series.
Coach, throughout the game, it seemed like you guys were really attacking Tony Parker defensively. With the Spurs putting a bigger guy on Curry, is it part of your game plan to go after him when he's got a bigger guy on him?
We have weapons on the floor, and we're just trying to make plays out there. The ball finds the open man, and everybody has a license to shoot and take good shots. I like the way my team took care of the basketball and the way they shared the basketball.
Coach, what adjustments, if any, did you make going into this game to hold them to 39% shooting from the floor?
We truly believe that you are your habits. And when we don't play well, for example, down the stretch of game one, it was because we didn't do what we preach to do all season long from day one. So our adjustment is doing what we talked about better, paying attention to detail, rebounding, taking care of the basketball, getting back, protecting the paint. We just did a better job of doing the things that we talked about coming in.
Klay, everybody's going to be talking about your shooting after this game, but can you talk about your defense on Tony Parker and the effort you've been putting on that end of the floor?
I think it was a collective thing tonight. We did it as a team. I try to use my length as much as I can to bother him. He's one of the best scoring point guards in the paint, probably in the history of the NBA. So I just try to make him take contested, tough, jumpers over me, and I thought we all did a good job of that tonight.
Klay, is there any connection? Any connection, Klay, your performance tonight versus fouling out in Game 1? Was that a motivating factor at all?
It was. I mean, you know, my dad, he might be my biggest critic, but every single day he tells me stay out of foul trouble. So I probably gave him a hemorrhage the other night. And, you know, I thought I did a good job tonight of not making dumb fouls like I did Game 1. And, you know, I just tried to play as hard as I could. And, you know, Tony and Manu, they're going to make plays. You just can't let it get to you. And we didn't hang our heads tonight. And we limited their second chance points in the fourth quarter and really protected the rim.
Klay, at shoot-around yesterday, you seemed to take the loss harder than almost any of your teammates. Can you talk a little bit about the process, how you get from the place that you were in at noon yesterday to the place that you were in at 9:30 tonight?
It was just tough, you know, Game 1, because I couldn't be out there. You know, I feel like I barely played, you know, even though I did play 32 minutes, but being in foul trouble and watching from the bench is one of the hardest things to do. And, you know, but that's beyond me. I learned from it, and I thought I showed I learned from it tonight. And, you know, maybe committing, I think, 2 fouls. So, yeah, that's what I got to do the rest of the series. I got to play aggressive, but, you know, not reach down and not make any dumb fouls. But, like I said, it was a collective effort tonight. You know, our bigs and our rebounded so well, and they, Bogut, Draymond, they're so tough in there. Carl, all played great. You know, everybody contributed.
Klay, so much of the focus the last 2 days have been about your defense on Parker. Were you worried you were going to get labeled as a defensive specialist?
No, I wouldn't mind, though. I mean, I'm trying to be the most complete player I can be, not just, you know, a shooter, scorer, but try and, you know, perfect my defense as well. I mean, me and Coach Darren Erman worked on it all summer last year, every single day for an hour. So I think it's paid dividends this year. And I think I'm just scratching the surface what I can do. So, yeah, I'm just trying to be the most complete player I can be.
Steph over here, we've all been talking about you, looking at you. What was it like to watch Klay in that first half from your side?
It was amazing. I mean, the shots he was hitting, I mean, to go 8 for 9 in a game from the three-point line in the playoffs, that's unheard of. And he was just aggressive. That's his word. You know, he was aggressive, and he was you know, confident in every shot he took. Even when sometimes Coach was trying to pull it out, he was, you know, feeling it. And you ride a guy that's feeling that hot, especially when he's, you know, in rhythm. Even though if he has a hand in his face, he can knock it down. So it was a lot of fun to watch him get us that huge lead in the first half. But like he said, he did it on both ends. Coach complimented him at halftime that, you know, a lot of people are going to talk about his shooting performance in the first half, but the way that he, you know, bothered Tony and tried to just keep him out the paint, make him shoot over him, it was a, you know, solid, complete performance.
And we were all thinking about, obviously, the Game 1 lead that went away. What's in your mind, what's in the team's mind when this lead is slipping away after the huge lead in that third quarter, fourth quarter?
You know, Coach told us to have amnesia at halftime. That's basically it. I mean, you know, we're a young team, so that might help, just, you know, that we can forget about it and just keep playing and having fun and not worrying about, you know, another 19-point lead getting cut to 6, because, you know, that's going to happen. You're on the road against a great veteran basketball team, so you can't get too rattled if that happens. And we kept our composure. Draymond hit a huge shot for us, a rookie coming in doing what, you know, making plays. Jack came in after having, you know, a slow game the whole night and made, you know, 2 or 3 big shots. So just keep your composure, amnesia, and get the job done.
Klay, you saw what it mattered in the Denver series when you guys got that win in Game 2 and then brought it back to Oracle Arena. What does this mean to this team heading back to Oakland?
No, this is everything. You know, it changed the whole dynamic of the series. And we honestly had the best home court in the NBA. You know, those fans out there in Oakland are unbelievable. You know, the greatest crowd I ever played in front of. And just to go back 1-1 and give them, you know, a show on Thursday, or is it Friday? It's gonna be, you know, I'm gonna get jitters already thinking about it. So they've been behind us all season, and they deserve this. I mean, we're doing it not only for us but for them. You know, they haven't had a winning team in a long time, and they haven't had a good playoff team in a long time. So to go back, split, and we can potentially go up 3-1 is everything for us.
Steph, in the first quarter, it looked like you fell on your left elbow. Did that bother you throughout the game, and how's it doing now?
It's sore, but it's fine. I tried to brace myself when I got fouled and tripped up. I don't think it bothered me. I wasn't thinking about it when I was shooting. But right now it's a little sore, so I'll just get some treatment and be ready to go.